What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Brendan, aka Drip from Team D.D.D, back with another video. In today's video, we have a updated Primite 2.0 version. I've done a lot of pure, invoked, and structure decks and all that. I haven't really got to tinker with my build that I'm mainly using, which is my Primite build. I put the money towards it, so I'm going to be playing it. Luckily, though, for a lot of y'all at the time of recording this video, Primite stuff dropped a lot with the reprint announcement yesterday. Time of recording this video, the reprint was announced yesterday. So never know, it might be more affordable for you, or it gives you something to look forward to when we get the reprint in June or whatever. But I wanted to tweak my list a little bit to like be able to potentially make it more fluent, if that makes sense, and play a little more low to the ground. I still like my first list. This is just a different alternative if you wanted to go this route that you can choose to do. And I found a way to make the engines actually be able to flow into each other to where it kind of feels like if you played Fiendsmith, Fiendsmith flows basically into Fiendsmith with any deck using the Link 2. So basically all we need is a Hieratic Seal and we get there like swimwear. Speaking of Hieratic Seal, I got my extra deck all mixed up, so I gotta fix that real quick. There we go. But yeah, I really like this list. I'm really happy that I've found a way to make it to where they flow into each other instead of luck of the draw, basically. But before we get into this video, guys, if you don't mind, please hit the like button, comment. Let me know how you're liking the Blue Eyes content. I've been spamming y'all with Blue Eyes stuff. I know a lot of y'all like that. Also, please subscribe if you're not already. Bell notifications so you never miss an upload, and check the description for all the ways to support me. My Patreon is down there if you want to become a member of the channel, whether you're just wanting to become a member of the channel or you want Blue Eyes coaching or whatever else you may need down there as well. My Discord is down there as well if you want to just get closer to D.D.D fam. My merch store, get you some Team D.D.D merch. Everything is down there as well, and I just appreciate you even if you're just watching this video. Now we got that all the way, let's go ahead and get into this video. We're going to start out with engines. Primite version, obviously we got 3 beryl, 3 lordly, and 1 drill beam. This is standard, cookie cutter, everybody's doing it. This is all you need. You don't need anything else. Any more drill beam, you're just asking a brick, even though it is not bad to draw in tangent with Blue Eyes. So yeah, but that's all you need for the Primite engine. Blue Eyes, shout outs to my beautiful DDS. And instead of using my QCR, I'm using my sentimental one, my childhood one, in this profile, instead of my QCR. 2 Blue Eyes, no more. And then I am on Jet now. I decided to put Jet back in because, like, even though it's kind of a brick, it's a necessary brick in some fashion, at least for right now in this iteration of the deck. Jet is just really, really nice. And being able to protect, push for game, and yeah, just push through boards and bounce is really nice too. That's it for the big dragons. 3 Sage, 3 Maiden. This is cookie cutter, self-explanatory. Everybody knows what it does, and everybody, like, this is the ratio. But I decided to play 1 Neo Kaiser Seahorse. I feel like if you're not running this in the Primite version, you're playing from behind. Even if it's a 1-of, because this is the bridge that ties the entire engine together through Hieratic Seals. Even if you hard draw this, it's not bad because it's an extender, and it allows you to actually hard make Ultimate Dragon. And if you can hard make Ultimate Dragon, yes, it plays in the nib, but this deck doesn't really care about nib as long as True Light sticks to the board. If True Light sticks to the board, you don't care about nib because you play enough non-engine and hand traps to where it doesn't matter. Because if they nib you, yeah, they don't have to deal with 2 Spirit Dragons, but you still have so much follow-up and interaction with the hand traps that it just doesn't matter. Because you also probably searched Majesty, because that's why we main deck Majesty, because it makes nib worse into this deck, in this matchup. Because if we have Majesty, then we have Majesty plus hand traps and True Light to play on their turn to be able to slow them down and prevent them from killing us. And all they're doing technically is giving us a giant-ass token for us to kill them with. But this is really, really nasty because it gets Maiden in graveyard and it gets your Jet in graveyard if need be, which is really nice. Or you can search it off of Magnamut. So I feel like if you're playing Primite and you're not playing this card, then you're just playing the deck wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be that guy, but this card is just too freaking good. And being able to hard make Ultimate Spirit is just too good. Because it makes your spirit like more impactful, if that makes sense, because like people don't care to let your spirit resolve really, because like they know your ultimate's going to blow up during end phase or whatever. They don't have to deal with it. Now for the big chunk, hand traps. 3 Fua, 3 Nib. I was hesitant to run a Nib into this format because like if you play against water, they just rip it. You play against Fiendsmith, it's pretty solid. If you play against Yugioh, if they get to cross early, then they just negate it. But I decided to play it because like Yugioh typically plays hard into it. They don't really try to play around it and don't respect it. And yeah, that's why I decided to keep it in. And then 3 Ash is just generic. 3 Imperm. 3 Veiler, 1 Mag. Stop coping over Purg, bro. That card is so fucking ass right now. And I don't know why you want to play cards that conflict with these cards anyways, because this is not just a hand trap. It's basically engine and consistency, because it does so much for you. It feels like it does more for you offensively than it does defensively. Purg, like, is just so mid, bro. It's a worse Ash. Like, you're not going to get much value off of it. I don't care if you're resetting it off Tyrant or not. That card is so mid right now. Like, mid's an understatement. Like, mid's a higher level than what it really is. Yeah, there's list topping with it, but like, you're not really topping because you're 2 to 3 purge. You're topping because of seals / spirit control and your other 15 hand traps that you're probably playing. That's why you're topping. It's not the purge carrying you on the freaking back. So like, please stop. And then for the Blue Eyes portion of the spells and traps, 2 wishes. You don't need 3 in primite. You only run 3 in pure because you run out of targets to add with this. And this is not a true starter. You always want to like either activate this if you have to bait out Ash, or this also helps you. This not helps you, but it actually forces you to play into Droll when you don't really ideally want to. Because if you lead with this, then your Sage is dead, your Spirit Dragon, your extra deck, your Link 1 is dead, and your Beryl and your, not Beryl, but Lordly Load is dead. So like, you don't really ideally want to lead with this. It definitely post side, because like, granted, not very many people are playing Droll right now. You just want to play around as much as possible. And then I'm on 2 Roar. I feel like if you're not on 2 Roar, then something's wrong. Because this card is so nice in the form of allowing you to play through Droll and not even give a shit about Droll. It allows you to play through more hand traps. This and like a starter, double starter or whatever, allows you to play through 2 to 3 hand traps if you hard draw this, which is really, really nasty. Because like, the way I approach my combo or approach my turn is that my opponent has everything to stop me. So what am I going to do to try to combat that, whether it's my deck building tactics or my approach to my combo lines? Always approach that. I always approach them that they have it. They already have it because they're a better duelist than me. They draw it. But this is the second one comes up a lot. Not only that, because like now that we're on Jet, it's even more important. Because a lot of times if they cut you off from vanilla access with your Link, you need this to get access to your vanilla in order to trigger your Maiden and Graveyard, instead of using it to summon the Jet from deck. So like, you don't get Jet access, and the second one can give you Jet access once you get access to your vanillas in rotation. Then 1 Moz. Moz is Moz. 1 True Light, and then the best card in the entire deck, Majesty of the White Dragons. This card is freaking disgusting. I can't wait till it gets like a rarity upgrade or something. Oh my god. Clean 40 in the main. No more, no less. Link monsters. 2 seals. I run 2 now because like I lowered the ceiling of this deck in the form of like playing like a control deck / mid-range instead of mid-range / combo deck. You try to play around Nib at all times with this, even though Nib's not very impactful. You just want to make more dead cards in your opponent's hand. The more you make the cards dead in your opponent's hand, the less likely they are to win. Even if, like I said though, even though Nib's not very impactful against this deck, you just don't want to give them a 3k beat stick, because your 3k beat stick's better than their 3k beat stick. Spirit with the Eyes of Blue. In this version, you only need 2. You can probably play 3. I get the argument why. I really do. This card's cracked. It's like a master, but it's not as good in my opinion because it negates the effect. If it didn't negate the effect, then master would be obsolete, but this negates the effect of whatever you summon. That's why it's typically only good to summon vanilla off of this. But it's still a very good card, and you need at least 2 because you need a follow-up one for when your if your first one gets negated, or you need it to be able to get vanilla back on board to, like if they out your True Light, you need a second one to summon to be able to summon the vanilla back to trigger the maiden to summon the maiden and reset your use maiden to be able to reset your True Light. So like the second one comes up. Synchros. 3 Spirit. I'm still on 3, even though I'm probably going to cut a test. I want to test it out, cutting it to 2 and running Lina. The third one is Lina. I don't currently own a Lina, but my friend Tanner's going to give me one to test out, so I can test it. But I'm still on 3 for the moment in time being. I feel like if you're running Blue Eyes, you're not running this card. You're just like, even though this has a good Yugioh matchup, I feel like Azuraz is just so freaking good. Into Yugioh, like it's just too free because they squirm to get find an out to get over this because it's 3k booty and can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects all your dragons. And this is also, since spoiler, I cut the Crimson package. This is how we get to keep our, without hard making our Spirit Ultimate, this is how we get to keep our Spirit Ultimate, because if we go double Spirit Dragon, speaking of which, we summon this, and then we summon this after, and this protects this from being destroyed, or targeted for until the end of the next turn. So that's how you get to keep Spirit Ultimate permanently without hard making it. And since we are trying to hard make it, I am on 2. And since the reason why I'm on 2 is because, like, yeah, the second one doesn't really come up very much, but since we're not running the Crimson package, which means I'm not running the Cypher Dragon or whatever, the Stardust. So it means I need more targets for Spirit. So like the second one is fine. It doesn't matter. Like it's okay to run. Like there's nothing really else I want to run in this slot. Like I don't run SP because that card just is too situational in this deck, and you lock yourself way too much. And it never comes up. Like if you're making a Link 2, you're probably making Lina to be able to take Detonator to be able to help push for a game. Or ironically, what's really nice too is the reason why Lina, I really want to test her out, is because you can kind of play like Fire Kings, because like you can go Lina, steal Detonator or whatever else is problematic in the mirror or something like that, and then you can go Battle Phase, crash Lina, and add Jet, and Jet will trigger in hand just like Garunix, because it only has to witness. From the way the card reads, the way I've read it, the way the card reads is it only has to witness the destruction as if it's in graveyard, because it's the way the card reads. It says if this card is destroyed, blah blah blah, you can special this card. You can special summon this card from the graveyard if it was there when it was destroyed, or hand, even if not. So even if not, tells me that it doesn't have to witness it. So like which is really nice. So like you can go, like I said, Lina, crash, destroy, add, summon. And this triggers in hand, so if you're playing under a Detonator, like it triggers in hand, and they would have to respond to it in hand in order to pop something. If you don't have nothing to pop, then you just summon, Battle Phase, and out the Detonator by bouncing it. So like, which is really nice too, because like if you bounce the Detonator, it doesn't trigger the Eclipse Twins in graveyard, which is really, really nice if they have Eclipse Twins in graveyard. Light Storm. And in Moonlight, this is all for my synchros. This is all. I still want Moonlight because since we're running Bestials, you can hard make this from time to time, and it's not the worst target for. It's not the worst target for Spirit, so why not run it, right? This is a flex spot though. It can be anything. Lightstorm's cracked in the mirror, and also what's really nice about Lightstorm too is in the Fiendsmith matchup, if they go Desiree and they make it to where it's untargetable, this is like one of your only outs to the Desiree, because you summon this. And then you summon this when you have 2 vanillas in graveyard, pop the equips, and then you just out the Desiree from there. You bait out the negates, summon this, whether you hard summon it or synchro summon it, or special off Spirit, pop the 2 equips. Now your Desiree can be targeted, and you just out it. And it also doesn't have the attack buff or whatever, so like you just win from there. Tyrant, this is how you win against Malice. Along with the rest of your hand traps, you can just sit on this and it just turns off their traps because he's immune to traps. and just because like if you summon this against Malice, you just got to keep them off Access Code Talker, and then you're fine. You're just chilling. Then one Neo. This is it for my fusions. I unfortunately cut, and for right now at least, my Twin Burst. I'm not running it. I just needed to make room for this guy here. Typhon. Typhon comes up and is easier to get into in this deck than SP is. You only Dragon Lock yourself with the Link 1, and you can unlock yourself easily with that, but the only true Dragon Lock is off Roar. So you just, like, I feel like if you're making this, you're not being able to get to Roar in the first place. So, like, I don't know. I just want to have as much as I can for Yugioh, even though, like, technically Yugioh is not a hard matchup for this. It's fairly easy matchup. It's more so Malice is the problem. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just a flex spot. If you don't want to run this, you don't have to. You can cut it for something else. Onto the side deck. Even though this isn't a tournament list, I'm still going to show you guys. This is what I'm technically playing, so I will show. It is a tournament list, so I will show you the side deck. This is to be able to combat my locals. Obviously, I'll tell you things I would change if I were to take this to an event. We got 2 more Bestials, 2 Druid Worm. There's an argument to play 3 of this. I just don't want to play it with at 3 because of Malice. 3 Lancia for Malice, obviously, but it's also really good against Crystron. It's really solid against water because even though you won't, the only thing it stops in water is the #1 effect, and that is their Minstrel. So if you cut them off their Minstrel, then they can't water statue you. They can, but they have to find a way to hard make Donna, which is not that hard in some ways. They just have to get access to a tuner. And then, well, actually, then they don't have nothing to shuffle back from the banished. So it could potentially cut them off from water statue lock completely. They would have to play awkward, awkward to get it. Because Donna couldn't shuffle nothing back from the banished because nothing would be banished. So I just corrected myself on that. So yeah, you cut yourself off from water, then all you got to deal with is 2 Toads and a Dweller potentially. But Dweller, this deck doesn't really care about Dweller that much besides Maiden. So you just got 2 Toads, yeah, and potential Floodgate with the big rank 7. And speaking of water, but this is mainly in there for Mitsurugi Yugioh because I'm terrified of that deck. That deck has my number, bro. Like, I can beat Malice and I can beat any other iteration of Yugioh, but like I struggle against Mitsu, bro. I don't know why. But this is for them and for anything else rogue deck. And it's a spellcaster and it can make your Link 1, so why not? And then 3 Encore. Yeah, 3 Encore is Encore. If you were to go to an event, you don't have to run Drow. I just like it because it covers a lot. You could switch it for Metaltronus if you're worried about the mirror or Yugioh more. This one is what Metaltronus could be, is the 3 Droplets. I just play Droplets because it covers my locals and Water Statue and Toad and all that. So, like, why not? And then the last card is Duster for the mirror. But it's also for other stuff too. Like against Crystron, you gotta get rid of their freaking trap or they're gonna nuke your board. And it's also good. It's an overall back row removal, so I don't see why not to run it. But yeah, guys, this is it for the list. Clean 40, 15-15. Sorry the camera's shaking. One of these days I'll get a new table for you guys to record on. I really like this version. Obviously, I want to keep updating stuff and swapping things in and out that I see fit to like fit my playstyle. But I really like the Jet so far, and I really like the Neo Kaiser Seahorse. I just think this card is so undervalued and underrated. It's a sleeper. People like hating on his name is like really annoying. The only thing I'll give him hate on, and it's not even his fault, it's Konami's fault, and that is not making him searchable in the archetype any way, shape, or form, like off Bingo, Trash Go, or anything. But it's really frustrating because I feel like the game is so fast-paced. Like, we should be able to search a level 4 extender / tuner manipulator. Like, come on out. It wouldn't be any different than like Centurion being able to search their Trudea or Primera or whatever. There's no difference, or some special in it from deck. It's just no difference. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all enjoying all this new content, the fresh content I've been pumping out. Be on the lookout for future content, whether it's on Blue Eyes or whatever. And again, check the description for all the ways to support me, and then leave a comment. And I like talking to you guys. But anyways, I'll stop rambling. It's your boy Brendan, AK Drip from Team D.D.D. Signing out next time. Peace. Good day, my guys. Love you.